Well, hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, and this is going to cover all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet in La Paz, Baja Sur, Mexico. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. Thank you for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us. Hope you had a great and fantastic Thanksgiving and a good start to the rest of the holidays. This is going to cover the fishing action for our fleet for the dates of the 21st of November through the 28th of November 2023. Okay, let's talk about what's been going on. Listen, this is kind of weird, but you know how I've been talking about the winds have been blowing and that's really been a tough time to be out there? Well, check this out. For the last, 4 or 5 days and continuing on a couple days after you see this report, actually the winds have diminished. It's like summertime fishing again. I'll tell you what, maybe some of the best fishing we've seen in 6, 7, 8 weeks right now. I know the first couple of those weeks we had hurricanes, everything was torn up, and then it took a while for things to calm down. And then after that, the winter winds started blowing from the north, making everything rough and windy and tough to be out there. But then, like I said, for a couple of days, the wind settled down, waters got flat, waters got blue, and surprisingly, this is November. Normally we're catching, inshore fish about this time. Pargo, cabria, snapper, bonita, that kind of thing. Good inshore action, but you don't see the pelagic species for the most part. But check this out. The last couple of days, what a wild and crazy mix we've gotten. Dorado have shown up, so that means there's still some warm water in our areas. And these aren't the little guys either. There's some 30 and 40 pound bull Dorado swimming around. There's also some tuna that have shown up on the south side as well as the north side of Cerralvo Island. Anywhere from about 10-pound fish to about 50-pound fish. Some larger fish, the commercial guys say they've hooked and seen some of the larger fish. They were lost, but there are some bigger models out there. On top of that, we had some sailfish and marlin hooked up. We've also got Sierra, we've got amberjack, some yellowtail have shown up. We got Pargo, got cabria. The Pargo, normally springtime we start seeing those big Pargo lisa, the ones that look like they're mullet snapper, actually. They're very bright red, and they usually spawn in the shallows come springtime. Well, they've already shown up. So those are starting to show up off Punta Perico and the backside of Cerralvo Island as well. Just a crazy, neat variety of fish. Now, here's the bugaboo about everything. Like I said, the winds are scheduled to come back, and they're going to blow pretty hard. So most of the folks that are coming down this time of year, they're snowbirds. They're not really interested in doing a lot of fishing. Not the hardcore fishermen that we see the rest of the year that fish 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 days in a row. These are folks that are coming down, want to check out the town, doing a little vacation time, spend some time on the beach, maybe get out one day, if even at all. And many times I warn them, listen, that's not a good day to be out, or this week the wind's going to be blowing, best not to go out, don't want to take your money, don't want to waste your money. So not a lot of folks in the water, but what we've got is not only the commercial guys, obviously they've got to make a living, and then we've got a lot of our friends who live in town. And, there's just not a lot going on. Everybody's kind of getting ready for the holidays. So, they've got time off. They can look and check out the schedule and look at the week and see where the winds are blowing or when they're not blowing. And so they're the ones who've been going out, and they're the ones who've been getting in the reports. And also our captains are fishing as well. It's a good time for them to get out with their families, and they're the ones who are catching their fish. But the big hitch in all of this is there's not a lot of live bait right now. And if you fished with us before, you know that live bait is our bread and butter. That's how we do 99% of our fishing. But because it's been very, very turbulent, because the winds and the waves have been so extensive so far this winter, there's not a lot of live bait. Also, because there's not a lot of people fishing, the commercial guys who catch the live bait and then sell it to the fishermen aren't going out a whole lot. It's just not worth their time. So what a lot of the folks are doing is we're trolling right now, which is something we don't do a whole lot of, but trolling and also using live and dead bait, including a lot of the bonita. The bonita are biting again. That's the white bonita and the common bonita, but it's a very, very oily and bloody fish, and you cut these into chunks and strip them and slow troll them behind your boat, right on the prop wash, literally, but it leaves a great scent. Or chunking it. You cut up a bunch of it, throw it in the water. It leaves an oily slick in the water. You take another piece and you put your hook into it and you strip off a bunch of line. You throw that in and just let it drift down. But that's producing the tuna. It's also producing a lot of these big Dorados. So a lot of locals, a lot of our friends are having fun. Not a lot of fishermen coming in at this time. And but the winds are coming up. A lot of windsurfers are coming into town because, just to give you an idea of how strong the winds are going to be, if you look at the map of the La Paz area, it looks like a funnel. So the winds blow from the north. It creates this huge funnel right down the side of the peninsula. And a lot of people don't expect that, but these are world-class winds, and we get world-class windsurfers and kiteboarders coming in. So the beaches and the campsites, especially around the La Ventana, El Sargento area, fill up this time of year. This is their busy time because all of these windsurfers and kiteboarders come down. So if that gives you an indication of how rough it can be and how windy it can be, not a great time to be fishing. So if you're coming down, try to give us some time so I can check the extended forecast and I can say, well, these days aren't so good, but if you can be flexible on the days you go out, maybe we can find a day for you to get out and get into some of these fish. Don't know how long we're going to continue to see these blue water pelagic species, but for now they're here. Everyone's trying to take advantage of it that can right now. I will tell you one other thing. It looks like they've finally, just this week, opened the whale shark season. Now, normally, the whale sharks are right in the Bay of La Paz in shallow water. It's an incredible experience to swim with these gentle animals. Last time I went, maybe 8 to 10 feet of water. If I was a professional basketball player, I probably wouldn't even need a snorkel and a mask. But because not many of these animals have shown up lately, the season, which normally is set up from October through April, has been very, very erratic the last couple of years. But finally, about 8 or 10 of these animals have shown up. So this last week, they finally opened up the whale shark season. So I don't know how long it's going to be there. There need to be enough animals, because if there's too many people that book these trips and there's only 1 or 2 animals in the water, and you can only have 6 people in the water at a time, and plus if it's really rough, it's impossible to find these animals in the shallow water. So check with whoever you're booking with, whether it's with us or with someone else. Check well ahead of time to make sure that the season is still on or that you can still get on a boat. There are some folks who will take your money, and there's no guarantees that you're going to see the fish. It's not like going to the zoo and know that you're going to see the gorillas and the lions are still going to be in the cage. These are wild animals in open water, and they have no memo, so they're not going to show up on schedule, and they may or may not be there. It's just part of nature. So do your best to get put the odds on your side of running into and getting in the water with one of these. So check with your folks ahead of time. Check with us, check with whoever you're going to book with to make sure you have the best chance of swimming with these great whale sharks. Hopefully the season will stay open. Hopefully more animals will come back into the water. We can only cross our fingers, but for now, whale shark season is over. Anyway, that's a quick wrap up on what's going on. Like I said, hope your holidays are off to a good start. May they continue to be good and peaceful and happy for you and yours. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. Thanks so much for checking in. You take care. God bless. We'll catch you next week.